Hey, I'm Will Sayre from MovieWeb. It's great to be chatting with you, Jack and Ben. How are you?
Hi,
Yeah,
Will. Thank you. It's great to
excited
see
to,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
good to talk to you. Thank you.
Oh, well, likewise. Yeah, congratulations on the Institute. I thought it was great. Can't wait for
Oh man,
everyone to
Great.
see it.
that's really
Yeah.
so gratifying to hear. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it means a lot coming from me, I'm sure.
It
It
does,
does.
indeed.
Uh, but yeah, and I know you guys, both of you have worked on other, Stephen King adaptations in the past, which are also great. So I was curious, this time around, was there anything particularly distinct or something that stood out to you guys about, adapting the Institute in particular compared to those other
Um,
ones?
well, yeah, Stephen sent me the galleys over 6 years ago, asking me if I liked working with kids. I said I love working with kids, but it's hard, and you got to find the right kids. And we were very fortunate in this case to find the right kids, starting with Joe Freeman, who is really the maypole of the show, the core of it, and the other kids around him. But the for me, when I read it, it made me think about the kids who suffered the Parkland shooting tragedy in the States, and that how the kids who survived became this very strong political force who stood together and became unified to stand up against politicians and other adults and confront them and literally say, I remember seeing this, and it really struck me, you all screwed up, get out of our way, we know how to fix it. It's our life, our world. And I went, they're right. And God bless them, we have screwed up. And look at the world, by the way, we're in right now. We continue to screw up. And so the idea, once Ben and I decided to partner on this, I'm very happy to say, I talked about the phrase, the meek shall inherit the earth. And for me, it was like, and we discussed, children shall inherit the earth, but first they have to save themselves. And that became sort of a touchstone at the heart of our show, aside from making a really exciting, scary thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm there. And you know, as I say to Jack all the time, I mean, the politicians on every side of every issue claim to be doing whatever they're doing for the kids, and it's all about the kids and protecting the kids, and yet none of them ever seem to ask the kids what they want or what they need. And so having this story that has kids at the center who have to come together to save themselves, that there is nobody riding to the rescue to save them, no action hero who's hearing, oh, kids are being mistreated and now I'm gonna ride in on a white horse. It's the kids having to figure out, okay, we're in this terrible situation, how do we get ourselves out? I mean, that was the core of the show and continues to be for me. Another sort of unique thing about this as part of the Stephen King experience is that he is an executive producer on this show, which he always has the option of doing, because when you're Stephen King, that's just in your contract. If you're going to adapt a Stephen King thing, he always has the option of being an executive producer, but he only does it when he really wants to endorse the thing. And so that's been incredibly gratifying for both of us, because obviously we want to do right by him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I noticed that. And yeah, that's all really interesting stuff. So thank you for sharing. And wonderful cast. Yeah, like you said, the young actors are incredible here, and of course, alongside the great Mary Louise Parker as Miss Sigsby, who's sort of a tour de force. Can't
Yeah.
sort of take your eyes off her. I was
No,
curious.
agreed.
Yeah,
And she's never
yeah,
played a real villain before. I mean, not like a
right,
pure villain. Yeah.
right. So as
And
yeah,
no, in the way I always say, having worked with her on Mr. Mercedes and loving working together and trying to find something else to do together. And gratefully, this became what we did next. But she's like she's like a thoroughbred who doesn't want to be saddled, and you give her room to run around. She finds nuance and details and specificity in odd places that somehow are so true to that person you're watching. And that's a great balance for a villain, not on the nose. And Ben Barnes, who we've never worked with, was extraordinary, who found a way to portray the wounds of his character and find the strength to, reach across the river metaphorically and do what he could. We got very fortunate with all our actors.
Great. Yeah. And I was curious, in addition to your own work, past adaptations, I mean, was there another project, maybe an adaptation by, another director or something that you guys found yourself revisiting or watching that stood out to you while you were making this into?
You mean to help?
Yeah, like as an influence, maybe that you found as like an inspiration and like crafting the vision for this series.
I feel like the play is the thing, and it's like they say, if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. That's an old theater axiom. And the truth is always, you've got to have the material, starting with Stephen's book, and then Ben and his team being able to adapt it brilliantly into 8 episodes and add what they needed to add to help fill out those episodes. And for me, I always watch The Shining every few years, and some films that I think are masterful, even though Stephen had his issues about that film. And I think that for me, it's never visually or in any other way directorially, it's never about style over content. It's somehow, how do I bring style and that works hand in hand and enriches this story and these characters. And my hands were plenty full doing that. So I don't think we discussed a lot of except for World War II movies.
Yes. I mean, a touchstone for us in the writer's room was World War II POW movies. I mean, that that The Great Escape and stuff like that was a touchstone for us. And I mean, not that I think this show is The Great Escape meets Stand By Me, but if you want to say that, I won't argue, because both of those things, also King's ability to write kids and sort of the relationships between kids and have them feel really real and like kids that or relationships that you had when you were a kid, I think is so much. It's one of the things that he's so brilliant at, and we felt a lot of responsibility to preserve that.
Absolutely. And job well done. So yes, congratulations. And like I said, I can't wait for everyone else to see it. So thank you.
Well, that's great. We appreciate it.
Us too.
Okay. All right. Nice to
Shout
meet you.
from the rooftops.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thank you.